Wow, guys, we have a new DPS king in All-Star Tower Defense. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, a lot of the old meta are now trash. So before I show you guys the top damage units in the game, I think I gotta first show you the units that are now trash in their current rankings and how much their DPS dropped. So let's get it started. All right, guys, first up, we got our boy Yamamoto. Once the Burn King, he has dropped all the way to 28th place. He used to be one of the top guys, and now he is trash. Next up, we got Aaron. He, again, used to be one of the highest DPSs in the game, and look where he is now, guys. Number 32. Wow. Dang. I'll show you some other ones as well. Obito 6-star is now number 26. He used to be like at the top. He's actually below Sasuke now, which is wild. And he's also below a ton of stuff. It's crazy. Let's see who else fell very far. Like Denji is now ahead of a lot of units. It's pretty insane right here. Denji's all the way up there with Yamamoto now. Isn't that freaking wild? Dude, what? What is going on? Toji? Toji's now 45th? Bro, this poor guy. Zoro's now 40th? Dude, a lot of units just got wrecked. So now it's time for me to show you the new highest DPS units. And if you want to know why they got wrecked, it's this line right here in the update log. Single place DOT units now deal 25% of their damage when applying status effects. Reasoning is that they were getting too hard to control with how strong they were, and that's honestly very true. However, a lot of units were just as strong as them. So let's go take a look at the top. I guess we'll just do top 12 strongest units in the game. Let's get it. And dang, these units are actually freaking surprising. These guys were always good, but now they're goated, I guess. Let's get into training mode and show off these powerful units that are now suddenly OP as frick. All right, so first up, we got our boy Boros. Yes, guys, Boros came in out of nowhere and is now back on the DPS charts. He was gone for a hot minute, but if we take a look at his stats, it's pretty easy to see why he's on the charts. All right, he has 38.1 million damage at level 1, and damage, etc. right now is pretty cracked. His max level DPS, though, leaves a little bit to be desired at 6,500,000, not factoring in buffs. So that's about 1/3 of what the top DPS units are doing. Also, he does have a circle AoE, which isn't ideal, but he is good enough to get on this list barely at number 12. So he's up there, but honestly, I don't know if I can really recommend him because he's also very pricey as well, almost $20 million. But he does have some cool effects. All right, next up, we have Broly. Now, Broly is actually OP. If you guys don't know, they gave him Rage, making him a complete beast. Now, his stats aren't his max stats. It goes up even more with the raging, and it goes up so much, about to 55,000 at level 1, over 100,000 at max level, that it gets his DPS all the way up to 7.39 million DPS, which is actually freaking insane, putting him at a little bit less than the highest possible DPS of a unit in game, making him a great choice at number 11th highest DPS in the game. All right, so next up we have a wild card who, just kidding, not him yet. He's actually better than this guy. We have our boy Ichigo. Now, this is only for air units, so it's kind of hard to count. But I know he used to be completely goated at basically number 1. But now with the 25% DOT nerf, actually more of like a 75% DOT nerf, it drops him all the way down. Now, thankfully, he had a decent enough damage, etc., that he recovered. But he is still an air mode beast, but he's only top 10 DPS right now. So hard to recommend. Now, somehow squeezing up here, I don't know how this Joker did it. It's mainly his ability is OP as frick. So factoring in his ability, somehow we got up here with, yeah, because let's just say Tide Pull is just goated, like, honestly. And it's a full AoE ability. It's really good. So I don't know how he did it, but Hudron the Mystic snuck up here with some pretty great DPS. What's his placement? Yep, 8 placement as well. He just has really good damage, etc. for 8 placement. Now, it doesn't look good right here, but remember, you have to multiply this by 8 placement versus 1 placement. And with 6 SPA, it really gets up there. Plus the ability. Yeah, this guy somehow got up as number 9. I don't know how. Actually, number 9. I don't know how the frick he did it, but he did. I don't know if this unit is obtainable though. He might show up in Banner Z, I'm not sure, but he's one of the world 2 units and somehow still top 10 DPS. Next up, we got the new best Black Flames unit because he's not affected by the 25% DOT nerf. So he's only doing 4.18 million, but that is really good considering you can place a bajillion of them. So unfortunately, it's hard to max out all 8 of him, but technically speaking, if you could, he would be up there in DPS. However, so he is actually technically the best Black Flames unit in the game right now, which is honestly wild to me. I don't know why in the world he's this cracked, but he is. So there you go, guys. Get yourself a Yami back in the freaking meta, but barely at 7.7 million DPS. So jumping up to 8 million DPS, we have Gojo with his reusable nuke. Man is cracked out. However, like, he's going to be almost impossible to max out all of them because as you can see, he costs 10 million a pop. So that's 80 million to max out all of them. So while he is technically a super high DPS, it's literally near impossible to max them all out. So it's a little bit skewed. However, he does have a nuke, which does up his rating as well. So that gets him all the way up to top 7. 7th highest DPS in the game. Gojo right there. I know, pretty wild. Crazy. All right, let's go to the new top 6 best DPS. And I'm going to be honest, guys. These units are surprising as frick. I did not expect some of these guys to be up there. All right, here we go, guys. So we got number 6th highest DPS in the game. We got Gohan. This guy's another rage unit. He's better than Broly, but you're going to see his AoE sucks compared to Broly. So keep that in mind. However, he does have quite a bit higher DPS. Let me see where he's at DPS-wise real quick. So I have him clocked in at 10 million DPS. So about 25% more than Broly, but about like he has 25% of the AoE. So it is what it is on that one. Next up, guys, at number 5, top 5 now, we have Goku UI Sign. This guy's cracked out 74 for 7. Dude, this man is just straight up busted OP and full AoE. Let's just say, even though he does cost 20 million, he does also have 2 cool abilities. So definitely worth it. I'd probably say he's the best. Yeah, he's the best full AoE unit out there. So I definitely recommend you get him. Next up, we have a surprise unit. We have Baby Vegu's Evolution. Unfortunately, I don't have it. But Baby Vegu's Evolution gets him all the way up to number 4, top 4. He's that cracked. Now, he does require a gazillion 6 stars to evolve him. The most 6 stars ever to evolve in a unit. It's crazy. However, I think I actually might have to start grinding for him because Baby Vegu 3 is so cracked. Again, this is only Baby Vegu 1. I really gotta get grounded on that one. So next up, we have number 3, guys, with 15 million max level DPS. We have Gilgamesh. Yes, guys, he's only number 3. Isn't that wild? But it's pretty easy to see why. 184 million, half AoE. Bro, what the heck? This man is just cracked out. You can compare that to Goku UI Sign, and you can kind of see why he's up here. Look at this, guys. Just way more DPS. Honestly, this man has 50% more DPS than Goku. 50% more. Granted, Goku has 2 abilities, but this guy also has a Numa Reduction, which is one of the best abilities in the game. So, he is no slouch either. Oh, looks like they fixed the animation, and now it's freaking gas. Dude, they went hard on this one. Sheesh. But he's only top 3, guys. There's 2 more way higher as well, actually. Way higher. Jeez, man. So, next up, we got my boy. This man is just straight up cracked. I don't know what they did to my boy, but they straight up cracked him out, guys. We got my boy, Jiren. Basically, what happens with him is now his meditation is permanent, making him a permanent, I believe it's 19.7 million DPS. That's just freaking wild to me. Now, he does have 19.7 million DPS, but look at his AoE. It's not the greatest. And you do have to have him meditating for 10 waves, and he's not exactly the cheapest thing ever, about 16 million to max. But honestly, you give him your leader slot bonus, man's over 20 million DPS. He is the highest DPS single unit in the game, guys. The highest single DPS unit. there's only one unit above, and that is Kefla Fusion. Now, Kefla Fusion is ridiculously hard to get, and she requires 2 slots. So she's technically on this list, but also technically not. And I have her clocked in at 21 million DPS with all my calculations. So here's my Astd DPS list. I'm going to share it to you guys as well. So I'm going to copy this link and put it in the description if you guys want to check out this list and let me know if there's any errors in it. I think it's pretty much correct. There's a few units that aren't on it yet, but I made sure they don't have high DPS, so it won't affect this list at all. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.